Ishwari, Vishabhanu Sute Devi, Pranamami Haripriye, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha, Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale, Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine, Namaste Saraswati Deve, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Sunyavadi, Paschata Desatarine, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadara, Srivachadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, everybody. So, very nice to have you all back. I hope you all had a great Janmashtami. Okay, now we are going to read Indra's story. Where did Indra go? Just 1 second. Yes, whoever wants to read, please keep your hand raised. Raised. We didn't start this, right? Chapter 7, prayers by Indra. Now Indra knows, and did we start this or we didn't start this at all? We did, right? Yes, no, some answers, please. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, don't remember.
2 days holiday, we've forgotten. Okay. Okay, this I don't, we didn't do this one. Okay, so let's start from here. Yeah. Yeah, start. Very nice. I'm so happy to see 5 hands up. So who has never read so far? I think, Snigdha, I'm not too sure. Did you read earlier? Have you ever read? That's okay. Snigdha.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, we'll go in the order. Snigdha, then Murli, Dar Prabhu, then we'll have Shramani, Neetha, and Rajalakshmi. Yeah, so start.
Okay, Mataji. Can I read, Mataji?
Yeah, please go ahead. Waiting.
Yes. Prayers by Indra, the king of heaven. When Krishna saved the inhabitants of Vrindavana from the wrath of Indra by lifting Govardhana hill, a Suravi cow from Goloka Vrindavana, as well as King Indra from heavenly planets appeared before him. Indra, the king of heaven, was conscious of his offense before Krishna. Therefore, he stealthily appeared before him in a secluded place. He immediately fell down at the lotus feet of Krishna. Although his own crown was dazzling like sunshine, Indra knew about the exalted position of Krishna because Krishna is the master of Indra. But he could not believe that Krishna could come down and live in Vrindavana among the cowherd men. When Krishna defied the authority of Indra, Indra became angry because he thought that he was all in all within this universe, and that no one was so as powerful as he. But after this incident, his false, puffed up prestige was destroyed. Being conscious of his subordinate position, he appeared before Krishna with folded hands and began to offer the following prayers. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So he actually, what's happening is this picture of I. And we had a very long, lengthy conversation in my 4 o'clock Chaitanya Charitamrita class. There is no, so the Maya is so powerful that you can be anybody and still you can have the power symbol, right? My thing. So I was just sharing with them an experience which I had, that I had been to a temple and obviously I had fractured my right toe. So I found it very difficult to go past the queue. And I had a jewel too, I had to present to Krishna. And I had done deity service. But in spite of knowing the person who was actually a Vaishnavite stopped me from getting into that. There were a couple of pujaris who actually told, to allow me. And that moment, normally what will happen? Everybody will become calm. But the flip thing happened. He became so upset and he started telling that I am the one who has to approve them. They are not higher in the authority, right? So they are not the people with power. I am the one with power. This was the statement he commented. Now, this person was probably 4 or 5 feet away from Krishna, very close, right? And he probably goes to temple every day. In spite of that, what is happening is there could be somebody who's very far and still thinks of Krishna all the time. So the point where I'm coming from is, yes, we are all sadhana people. We have to go, we have to get purified. But the fact is, I'm bringing this to the context of Indra, right? Many times we keep thinking, why is Indra puffed up, in spite, and how can he be a demigod? So this question will be there in everybody's mind. And I have had this question among many people who also have told, why is this person a devotee? How could a devotee talk like that? Because we are all practicing devotees. We are not devotees, because devotee of Lord will never speak. Now you'll ask, Mataji, then how about demigods? Demigods are also devotees, but they are not pure devotees. Look at the behavior of Arjuna and look at the behavior of Indra. Even though Arjuna is supposedly the son of Indra, Arjuna is a devotee of Krishna, right? He is the eternal devotee, pure devotee of Krishna. So he never got puffed up. He actually had lots of confusion. He had compassion, confusion, everything. That is a quality of a devotee. Whereas Indra is also a devotee, but not pure. He's that mixed, little bit of mixture is there, power and all that. So this particular devotee, what was he throwing up? He was not even talking rules, which is still okay, because karmanya adhikaraste is okay. But he was not talking duty. He was very uncomfortable at the fact that he had a particular power to decide who has to go in, and that particular power was actually overshot by somebody who said that no, let her come, who was probably lesser in power according to him. So he wanted to tell that I am the one who is the authority and nobody can defy my authority. For what? To see Krishna also, right? So why I'm telling you this is because that authority feeling, I have not got an answer. Very, very happy and thanks to Krishna. Because why did Indra behave like that? Is because getting puffed up can happen at any stage, which is why just having shelter of Krishna alone is not enough. We should also be in the companion of Vaishnava devotees, because they are the ones who will actually guide us, right? So that is very important. Yes, Hare Krishna. Next para.
Muralidhar Prabhu.
Neeta, start. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. My dear Lord, Indra said, being puffed up by my false prestige, I thought that you had offended me by not allowing the cowherd men to perform the Indra Yajna. And I thought that you wanted to enjoy the offerings that were arranged for the sacrifice. I thought that in the name of the Govardhan sacrifice, you were taking my share of profit, and therefore I mistook your opposition. Now, by your grace, I can understand that you are the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, and that you are a transcendental to all material qualities. Your transcendental position is Vishuddha Sattva, which is above the platform of material mode of goodness, and your transcendental abode is beyond the disturbance of the material qualities. Your name, fame, form, qualities, paraphernalia, and pastimes are all beyond this material nature, and they are never disturbed by the three material modes. Your abode is accessible only for one who undergoes severe austerities and penances and becomes completely freed from onslaught of material qualities like passion and ignorance. If someone thinks that when you enter within this material world, you accept the modes of material nature, he is mistaken. The waves of the material qualities are never able to touch you, and you certainly do not accept them when you are present within this world. Your lordship is never conditioned by the laws of material nature. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very, very beautiful, excellent, right? So he says that, my dear Lord, Indra is telling, he's being puffed up, and he says that I thought that you had offended me by allowing the cowherd men to perform the Indra Yagna. So he got offended, right? Before knowing person, very, very important point. Before, see, we know we are here and someone talks to us, we not even bother to check where they are. Immediately we want to react. All right? Oh, you told me like this, wrong. How can you speak? First, understand who they are, what are they trying to convey, and sometimes somebody can scold with a very good intention, right? So I still remember a couple of years back, I'd been to Mayapur. And I was talking, and NND Prabhu said, Radhika, keep quiet. I said, okay. Then after that, I was very quiet for a change. Prabhu was going on telling, Radhika, keep quiet, keep quiet. I said, Prabhu, I didn't talk. He said, still you keep quiet. Only then I understood he was actually not conveying it to me. He was conveying it to a few more people who were making a lot of noise there. But the fact is, he was routing it through me. So it's like the daughter and the daughter-in-law, right? The mother wants to correct the daughter-in-law. She goes through the daughter. She will tell, hey, listen, this is how, which the daughter knows because she's seen the mother and she knows how it has to be served. So instead of telling the daughter-in-law, the mother indirectly tells the daughter. So sometimes what happens is the gurus actually may not directly tell that for you. It may be for somebody else where he may have a challenge to correct. So the first thing we do is, how can you talk to me like that? How would you do that? How can you do this? Instead of all the house, you should understand that we should just be calm and take it because they also know, right? So I'm not telling whatever anybody does, you have to keep quiet. All I'm trying to tell you is don't react, respond. You can always, if you feel somebody has misunderstood you, you should always go and explain. But then we need not react by telling, not required. Haram say you can explain. That's also good enough, right? Yeah, let's go to this. We read this. I remember this para, so we can read these two together. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, Rajalakshmi, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
From this para, no, Mataji, my dear Lord, you are the Supreme Father.
Yeah, correct. No, not that, from here.
My dear Lord, you are the original father of this cosmic manifestation. You are the supreme spiritual master of this cosmic world, and you are the original proprietor of everything. As eternal time, you are, one second, Mataji. You are competent to chastise offenders. Within this material world, there are many fools like me who consider themselves to be the Supreme Lord or the all-in-all within the universe. You are so merciful that without accepting their offenses, you devise means so that their false prestige is subdued and they can know that you and no one else are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Next para also.
My dear Lord, you are the Supreme Father, the Supreme Spiritual Master, and the Supreme King. Therefore, you have the right to chastise all living entities whenever there is any discrepancy in their behavior. The Father, the Spiritual Master, and the Supreme Executive Officer of the state are always well-wishers of their sons, their students, and their citizens respectively. As such, the well-wishers have the right to chastise their dependents. By your own desire, you appear auspiciously on the earth in your eternal varieties of forms. You come to glorify the earthly planet and specifically to chastise persons who are falsely claiming to be God. In the material world, there is regular competition between different types of living entities to become supreme leaders of society. And after being frustrated in achieving the supreme positions of leadership, foolish persons claim to be God, the Supreme Personality. There are many such foolish personalities in this world like me, but in due course of time, when they come to their senses, they surrender unto you and again engage themselves properly by rendering service unto you, and that is the purpose of your chastising persons envious of you. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, very beautifully read. So he says that you have the right to chastise me, just like how I told him. Right? So if so I remember Prema Kishori ma'am, you asked me once, doesn't Namanishta Prabhu scold you? And I could not even relate because beyond a point, right, I can't really understand whether he's scolding me or whether he's appreciating me, because he appreciates, of course, he's that, because to me everything seems same, because end of the day whatever he does is always with a lot of interest which he has in mind and for us to grow. All of us, I'm telling, it's not just me, he has a serious interest. And I have noticed one quality in him which is very outstanding is he can just come, do his job and go back. Nobody's going to ask. But he has a personal interest and he makes sure that every single person, is reaching Krishna. Though he may not tell in actual words, but his actions. So in fact, unfortunately, I missed, I think Jagannath Puri, they had all gone, and Prabhu literally went to everybody's reach to hand over the Ganga Jal. And he said that, if you have this Jal, you'll go to, the place is booked there. So sincerely, I have not seen someone who takes a lot of personal interest, right? Very, very personal interest for our spiritual growth. So thanks to Krishna for giving us the guidance to the person, because today all of us are here with the kind of rules he can bend, kind of things, because what he sees are never rules. There is this, when I go through Nectar of Instruction chapter 4, the only thing it comes is niyamagraha and niyamagraha. Following the rule book of Vedas is also like to the T is also wrong, and not following is also wrong, right? So he knows exactly where to draw the balance. So that is something is what is mentioned here, right? So he says that there are a lot of people who falsely claim to be God, and they will glorify, they will appreciate people. They'll tell, I'll tell you how to make money. But end of the day, you know, there is a way in which you handle. Yeah. Yeah. Who wants to do this? I think where did I knock? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm playing some game. Yeah, from here.
Mataji, I read.
Yes, Prabhu, we called you thrice. I think
Oh,
twice.
sorry, I could not understand.
No problem, Prabhu. I didn't call you. Devotees did. Yeah, please go ahead, Prabhu.
My dear Lord, I committed a great offense unto your lotus feet, being falsely proud of my material opulences, not knowing your unlimited power. Therefore, my Lord, kindly excuse me because I am fool number one. Kindly give me your blessing so that I may not act so foolishly again. If you think, my Lord, that the offense is very great and cannot be excused, then I appeal to you that I am your eternal servant. You appear in this world to give protection to your eternal servants and to destroy the demons who maintain great military strength just to burden the very existence of the earth. As I am your eternal servant, kindly excuse me. Further, can I?
Yeah, just 1 second. Please continue, Prabhu. This para also.
Okay. My dear Lord, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you because you are the Supreme Person and the Supreme Soul. You are the son of Vasudeva and you are the Supreme Lord, Krishna, the master of all pure devotees. Please accept my prostrated obeisances. You are the personification of supreme knowledge. You know you can appear anywhere according to your desire in any one of your eternal forms. You are the root of all creation and the supreme soul of all living entities. Due to my gross ignorance, I created a great disturbance in Vrindavana by sending torrents of rain and a heavy hailstorm. I acted out of severe anger caused by your stopping the sacrifice which was to be held to satisfy me. But my dear Lord, you are so kind to me that you have bestowed your mercy upon me by destroying all my false pride. I therefore take shelter of your lotus feet, my dear Lord. You are not only the supreme controller, but also the spiritual master of all living entities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he says that, my dear Lord, you are a supreme personality of Godhead, right? I offer my prayers because you are the supreme person and supreme soul. So he's very clearly telling that now, you know, he's like surrendering very beautifully, like how Krishna was surrendering, but that was a different issue. Arjuna, because Arjuna surrendered not with an intention that he was puffed up, but because he said that he did not understand and he was not knowledgeable. So that's a different concept. Here he says that, okay, I'm doing out of ignorance, right? Because of the disturbance, because of that, I created a lot of confusion because I got puffed up. Now you are the thing, and I acted out of anger. So we say, no, krodha esha. So what happens? Krodha means anger. Because of that, I react in certain way. And I thought that you stopped the ceremony. So that is why I'm upset. And now you're not only the supreme controller, but also the spiritual master for every living being. So you should please not keep the thing on me. So that's a request he's having. So who has not read?
Mataji, may I?
Yes, dear, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Thus, praised by Indra, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, smiled beautifully and then replied in a grave voice like a rumbling cloud, My dear Indra, I stopped your sacrifices just to show you my causeless mercy and to remind you that I am your eternal master. I am the master not only of you, but of all the other demigods as well. You should always remember that all your material opulences are due to my mercy. No living entity can independently become opulent. One must be favored by my mercy. Everyone should always remember that I am the Supreme Lord. I can show anyone my favor and I can chastise anyone because no one is superior to me. If I find someone overpowered by false pride in order to show him my causeless mercy, I withdraw all his opulences. Mother, should I read the...
Yeah. Continue the second paragraph.
Okay. It is noteworthy that Krishna sometimes removes all of a rich man's opulences in order to facilitate his becoming a soul surrendered to him. This is a special favor of the Lord's. Sometimes it is seen that a person is very opulent materially, but due to his devotional service to the Lord, he may be reduced to poverty. One should not think, however, that because he worshipped the Supreme Lord, he became poverty stricken. The real purpose is that when a person is a pure devotee, but at the same time, by miscalculation, wants to lord it over material nature, the Lord shows his special mercy by taking away all material opulences until at last he surrenders onto the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. How old are you, Shravani?
Mataji, I am 22.
Oh, very nice, very lovely childish voice. Very happy to have just about a teenager in the group. So very nicely. So what is Indra telling? Indra is telling that, okay, now Indra spoke, now Krishna is going to speak. His voice is so beautiful, right? And he says, my dear Indra, after all the nonsense which according to him Indra has done, okay, and he's apologizing, what would be our reaction? If someone comes and tells sorry, you'll tell, hey, now you know how you did. That would be our voice, right? He's so sweet. He's telling, my dear Indra, I stopped not because you should not get your share, but I wanted to explain to you, I am not only the head for you, but also for the demigods. You should remember that whatever you have got, it's because of me. Independently, nobody can independently get anything, right? It's only through me, which you should understand. So many times we feel that, oh, many of them used to think, oh my God, if I pray Vishnu, will my opulence go? No. Did you see Amrish Maharaj becoming poor? Never. Right? There are a lot of kings who have never become poor. They have been very comfortably praying, which could be even a Muslim king like Akbar. But the fact why Krishna says this is because if you get puffed up because of money, then Krishna helps you by giving special mercy by removing the money so that you will get devoted. Because what is very important is whether a child should be smiling or, okay, it's like the injection, right? No child likes the injection, polio drop or an injection, but mother takes. Why? Why does the mother take? Mother hates the child or mother wants to punish the child when the child is small? If you're silent, I'll think the answer is yes.
No, Mataji.
She wants to protect.
Yes. So
The
basically,
child.
mother is doing a favor to protect the child, right? So can you tell, oh, mother is such a cruel lady. She's taken a small child and poked the child. No. Right? Like that, Krishna does it only when, and the mother does not poke unnecessarily. Only when there is a requirement that the protection is required, she will do. Like that, Krishna will do only when he thinks there is a requirement and we don't get puffed up. He will be more than happy to keep giving us all the material opulences. Aisha has not read, she will read, but is anybody else as well wanted to read and not had a chance today?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, go ahead, dear. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes,
Hare.
please go ahead. Yeah, please go ahead.
After instructing Indra, Lord Krishna asked him to return to his kingdom in the heavenly planets and to remember always that he is never the supreme, but is always subordinate to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He also advised him to remain as long as a king of heaven, but to be careful of false pride. After this, the transcendental Surabhi cow, who had come with Indra to see Krishna, offered her respectful obeisances unto him and worshipped him. The Surabhi offered her prayer as follows. My dear Lord Krishna, you are the most powerful of all mystic yogis because you are the soul of the complete universe. And only from you has all this cosmic manifestation taken place. Therefore, although Indra tried his best to kill my descendant cows in Vrindavana, they remained under your shelter and you have protected them all so well. We do not know anyone else as the supreme, nor do we go to any other god or demigods for protection. Therefore, you are our Indra. You are our Indra, who you are the supreme father of the whole cosmic manifestation, and you are the protector and the elevator of all the cows, brahmanas, demigods, and others who are pure devotees of your lordship. O super soul of the universe, let us bat you with our milk, for you are our Indra. O Lord, you appear just to diminish the burden of impure activities on the earth. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, very beautifully. So they're talking about Krishna. Indra instructed, right? Krishna asked him to go back to the kingdom because this is the beauty, right? Krishna killed his false pride, but not him. Though Indra comes and tells that I don't want, I'm not fit. He says, no, the moment you feel you're not fit, you're fit because your ego is gone, right? And he says, please go back. So what happens is the Surabhi cow is actually one of the cows which came from the churning of the sea. So I had also come with Indra to see Krishna because Surabhi cow is in love with Krishna. So Krishna loves everybody, na? Especially cow. We know that is what is the name of Krishna with reference to the cow?
Gopal Mataji.
Okay. Anything else? Gopal is more related to Gopi, but it's okay. Very close.
Govind Mataji.
Govind. Thank you so much. Hari bol. Govind. Go means cow, right? So he's saying now the Surabhi cow is talking to Krishna. He's saying that you're very powerful of all the yogic mysteries. Yogis, right? Mystic yogis. That is why many people used to believe in Dwapara Yuga that Krishna is also a yogi. He has a lot of mysticism, right? He said that Indra did once attack Vrindavan, and because you were in the shelter, because he's called the protector of the cows, he says nobody can do so. Therefore, you are the supreme father for everyone. And he started, appreciating Krishna. And he says that you are the one who protects the cow, the Brahmana, Devata, everybody, pure devotees, and you are ultimate, right? No, so he says that I want to give you Palabhishekam, the milk Abhishekam, because you are only our Indra. Indra means you are the one who's really taking care and you're carrying the burden of the earth. So that's the speciality. So anybody else has to read? You can conclude the session. We'll take 3-4 minutes. Hare Krishna, anybody? Aishi not there today?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah,
Yes,
please go
Mataji.
ahead, Aishi. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna everybody.
Yes, dear.
Then the Surabhi cow bathed Krishna with her milk, and Indra bathed him with the water of the celestial Ganges through the trunk of his carrier elephant. After this, the Surabhi cows and all the demigods and their mother joined the heavenly king Indra in worshipping Lord Krishna by bathing him with Ganges water and the milk of the Surabhi. Thus, Govinda, Lord Krishna, was pleased with all of them. The residents of all higher planetary systems, such as Gandharva Loka, Vidya, Dhara Loka, Siddha Loka, and Charana Loka, all combined and glorified the Lord by chanting his holy name as their wives and damsels danced with great joy. They very much satisfied the Lord by incessantly pouring flowers from the sky. When everything was very nicely and joyfully settled, the cows overflooded the surface of the earth with their milk. The water of the river began to flow with various tasty liquids and give nourishment to the trees, producing fruits and flowers of different colors and tastes. The trees began to pour drops of honey. The hills and mountains began to produce potent medicinal and valuable stone. Because of Krishna's presence, all these things happened very nicely, and the lower animal who were what is written there? Who were?
Sorry.
Lower hands are raised. I cannot see. Who were?
Once again, I don't know which hand is raised. Yeah.
Who were generally envious of one another, were envious no longer.
Yeah.
After satisfying Krishna, who is the lord of all the cows in Vrindavana and who is known as Govinda, King Indra took his permission to return to his heavenly kingdom. As he passed through cosmic space, he was surrounded by all kinds of demigods. This great incident is a powerful example of how Krishna consciousness can benefit the world. Even the lower animals forget their envious nature and become elevated to the qualities of the demigod. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purport of 27th chapter, Krishna, prayer by Indra, the king of heaven. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
Hare
And
Krishna,
this Hare Krishna, befitting the chapter story I told you, right? I told you the glories of chapter 2 in Bhagavad Gita. So there, if you remember, I told you the tiger even stopped attacking the deer because it was very contented. Same way, if you see when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there, even the Jharkhand forest, when he went, all the animals were friendlily chanting Hare Krishna. So this is the glory and power of Krishna, right? The very name and fame of Krishna, brings a lot of divinity and creates a lot of comfort. So the next chapter is 28, releasing Nand Maharaj from clutches of Varna. Very interesting chapter. So with this we'll end. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha, kripa sindhubhya evacha, patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anantakoti Vaishnavi Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everybody, and
Hare
stay
Krishna,
tuned.
Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for wonderful
Thank you so
Krishna
much.
book
Hare
class.
Krishna.
Mataji, I have a small question.
So go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji, we are already witnessed that many cows are slaughtered in this time, and people also are preferring to foster the cats and dogs over the cows. So, I mean, many bad things are happening with the cows. So, why Krishna is not came into their protection? Is there?
He will come. So Krishna Paritranaya Sadhuna Vinashaya Dushkritam Dharma Samsthapanataye Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. So when does he come? He will come as he's still given rope. That is why Chaitanya came. If you see, Chaitanya has come and told that there are some little Krishna conscious people here who are sitting and reading Krishna book. So we have to liberate them. If I come and destroy everybody, what is the point? So he will liberate all of us, telling that you guys anyway have Manda Buddhi. I'm not telling. Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, first chapter, 10th shloka says that, right? So it very clearly says, Alpaishu, your buddhi is very alpaishu, your lives are very small, and also that you have not too many challenges. You're very lazy, you are very misguided, and you have, you can easily be disturbed. So therefore, what you should do is you can only do chanting, because you cannot do yagna. Even 2 minutes we cannot focus, right? While we are reading Krishna book, our minds are going somewhere. Where I am teaching Krishna book, my mind is going elsewhere. So that's the situation. So Krishna is giving time, and he sent Chaitanya so that he comes as Chaitanya, so that we will chant and go to Goloka. Beyond that, there will be one cream which is waste, right? Given up case. So that time Kalki will come and finish off everyone. One shot. For everything, Krishna cannot come. He has to give some time for us also. That's right. Hope you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.